Hello, my name is Jada. I really want to talk about the process of allowing your truth to be your truth without needing any validation about what your truth is. This video is coming at a time where subconsciously there are a lot of things that are just coming up from my subconscious and just making me very aware of some self-sabotaging or ways that I have been getting in my own way when it came to my goals, my ability to build meaningful and lasting, authentic relationships with others, my ability to love myself in my fullness. And more specifically, the one that I wanted to talk about today was one of the ways that I have been self-sabotaging or had in the past, and I'm learning how to navigate around, is standing in my truth. And now this is something I think that comes with age and with experience, because sometimes we don't know what our truth is until we know what it is, right? Sometimes you don't know it until you've gained some wisdom, some life experiences that have shown you that it's possible that you've been leaning on others to reveal your truth to you. And that sounds crazy. It sounds crazy coming out of my mouth, but I think sometimes it can be a battle as you're maturing, as you're getting older, wherever stage of life you're in, when your truth is so different than what another person wants you to be. Now, when you're in a self-sabotaging loop and cycle, you've created your reality around this falsehood of playing roles and accepting different things that ultimately were never good for your spirit, were never good for your heart. And so when you begin to kind of like start fleshing these things out and away from you, it can feel like a lot is like falling down. It can feel like a lot is just falling by the wayside, and like a lot of loss is happening. But I really just want to talk myself and others through this process of compassion and the importance of forgiveness and the role that it plays within your healing. You know, we understand that moving away from toxic people, and I put air quotes because there are traits and there are certain things that people do that ultimately do hurt us, and the hurt is valid and the hurt is warranted and it was imposed. You know, it was intended to hurt you. But I think sometimes when we label others in a certain way, we can ultimately deny them the opportunity and the chance to evolve beyond that role. And as we're talking about self-sabotage, I think it's important to acknowledge that progress is possible, and it also is your saving grace in getting out of your own way. Your belief that, you know, you can change, that others can change is important, you know, as you're stepping into your truth, your self-belief, you know, trusting your own convictions. It is important to kind of restructure your limiting beliefs a little bit about, you know, the nature of people, but also the role that people play in our lives. Okay, so let's keep going. What I really want to talk about is what happens right now. What I'm noticing is that as you begin to step into your truth and you're in this limbo phase of prioritizing your individual path over projected paths that others may have for you, or you know, how they describe you, breaking outside of the box and the confines of, you know, how others see you, basically. You still can get a little triggered by words people say or just perceptions that others have. But something that's really been helping me is when and if you are a person who is head-centered. I'm heart and head-centered, and they battle all the time. I think that's just a human thing, but it's been something that's been happening with me. a lot lately. You know, your thoughts, you know, they pop up and they feel guilty. They're so riddled with shame about who you are, and you're questioning your truth because someone else may have shared their truth regarding how they experience you. One thing that it's important to kind of always return to is your center, and understanding that who you are isn't all of these things that everybody, you know, the compliments and the insults, you know, that isn't you. That isn't you. And when you begin to kind of break outside of that box of just muddled perception, you can really allow yourself to expand and say, I am this person, but I'm also this person, and I can also be this person, and really hold space for yourself to allow your true path and your true essence to kind of evolve over time, rather it being fixed in nature. Because when it comes to self-sabotage, these are habits that we've developed over time, and we've reinforced them through action. And now when you have an opportunity to kind of revisit those things and think them over and kind of move in a different direction, you now have an opportunity to choose differently and not hold yourself to yesterday's mistakes or tomorrow's worries, but listening to yourself in this moment and seeing what it is that you need, what it is that you want to do. And then trusting that everything else will fall into place. Because I swear, y'all, this is all being orchestrated. Not to get all like conspiracy theory, but what I'm saying is, if you don't live your truth, who will? Who will? Your friend can't do it. Your mom, your dad can't do it for you. Nobody can do it for you but you. And you have to accept that that comes with a level of judgment from others that come, whether it be good or bad, right? But the important part of it is to not let it make or break you, but to have your center and to hold it as sacred within you, and to allow that to shift and to move. Ooh, okay, that's what I have to say today. So I'm gonna watch this back, but I hope you guys having an amazing time loving up on yourself, loving up on your people, creating, laughing, just enjoying life, because baby, it is hard sometimes. Suffering comes, but suffering always goes too. And what I really want to do with this channel is just to encourage us to just embrace the uniqueness of the lives that we're living and learn to love every special moment that there is, every moment that comes in it. All right, guys, peace.